Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Metal Pod, the premiere, the one and only heavy metal podcast on Impact 89 FM. My name is George. I'm the visual media director at Impact 89 FM. I'm an English and film production major. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm Brendan Flum. I've been a DJ at the Impact for 3 years, and I'm the current air staff coach. I'm a senior studying media and information with minor in film studies.
Film nerds.
Yep.
I'm actually a junior. Did I say that already? I'm a junior.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's all good.
So yeah, this is the pilot episode. Obviously, we're doing this in my apartment bedroom, and it's unless you can't tell, it is quite cramped. So bear with us as we kind of shift around and get our bearings and figure out the setup. Yeah, we got lights and shit everywhere, so
We're working with what we got.
we're working with what we got, and we have a lot, so you should enjoy.
Indeed.
So yeah, for this week, I got on my classic metalhead guy flannel with patches battle jacket. It's not denim because I wanted to have a denim battle jacket. You know, when you go to concerts and see like the big, like the sweatiest dudes have like the most patches on their battle jackets.
King of the pit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't want to do the denim because everyone had it, so I just put it on a flannel. We'll go from the top down. I don't know if you can see that. That's death. The patch. So yeah, so that's what I got on today. What do you have on?
I'm rocking my Power Trip shirt in memory of Riley Gale.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace indeed. He passed away about a month ago.
We can get into that when we do the news segment.
We can wait, yeah.
Yeah, we can wait. And then we'll move right into our first segment for this episode. This week it'll be our backgrounds and introducing ourselves so you guys can get to know us and where we come from. So I'll start with you, Brendan. How did you get into metal?
That's a great question. I guess best place to start any story is to start. My parents raised me on music from a very young age.
Cool.
But I got to credit my grandma, actually, for
Really?
getting me. Yeah, because I was at her house when I was maybe about 8, and she, being my grandma, spoiled me pretty hard, let me watch whatever I want on the TV, and I one day came across the now canceled A&E reality show, Gene Simmons' Family Jewels.
Wow.
Featuring Kiss bass player and singer Gene Simmons.
Very cool.
So I was like, oh, this is interesting. Then I went home, and the only album of Kiss that my parents had was Destroyer.
Okay.
That classic shot of Kiss, with the four of them, with the Destroy Town right behind them.
Yeah.
And the first song on that album is Detroit Rock City.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I'm from suburban Detroit, so that was pretty sweet.
Right. So you're a Kiss fan.
I was not as much anymore.
Okay. Well, one's a cat, one's a spaceman.
Yeah.
One could be a dog.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So yeah, Gene is the demon.
Right.
Which he was my favorite as a kid. Paul's the Starman.
Sure. A dog.
Ace is the spaceman.
Okay.
And then Peter is the cat.
Cat.
Yeah. So yeah, my mom's brother, my Uncle Jack, he was also a huge Kiss fan, so he kind of helped out with that. Seeing Kiss as a young kid with my dad and my uncle, still an all-time favorite concert experience.
Great memories.
Yeah, as a kid, I mean, like I said, now not so much a Kiss fan, but as a kid, they were a big part of my getting into heavier music, and it just got more progressively heavy.
Right, as it should.
Yeah, of course. Another kind of funny thing, other than Gene Simmons, I don't know if you've seen Shrek the Third, but
I have.
Okay, do you remember the part where Snow White assembles all the animals?
Yes.
And attacks.
Yeah.
And sings "Immigrant Song." By
Yes.
Zeppelin.
Yes.
I was like, I need to know what that song is. And,
they took Immigrant Song into an Avengers movie too.
Yeah.
It's like a battle scene.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So that was also dope.
Right.
But
It's a common trope for that song to be like
sure.
a sort of like a.
But yeah, it's obviously it's a great song.
Right.
Gets you going. So hearing that song in that movie, I again go to my parents had a giant CD collection, which is another
cool.
way I got into stuff. Just a giant cabinet full of shit, and they had every Zeppelin album except for the one that Immigrant Song is on, which is
4?
Immigrant Song's on 3.
Okay.
4's like the classic.
Okay.
Stairway to Heaven.
They're all the same.
Yeah, but I listened to every album trying to find that song.
Ah.
So
you could have just used Google.
I could have, but me being the 9-year-old I was.
I understand.
And being so new to music, I was like,
right.
I didn't know anything.
Well, it was a good way to get through Zeppelin's discography then.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
They were one of the first. I mean, Kiss of course, but Zeppelin, and then after that, I don't know if you ever heard this song called "I Am Santa Claus" by comedian Bob Rivers. He's big in the 90s, I guess.
I Am Santa Claus?
I Am Santa Claus. It's like, it's not I Am Iron Man.
Okay.
It's to the tune of Iron Man.
Oh, okay, cool.
But he's just singing about Santa Claus, and I heard that when I was really young as well.
I never believed in Santa Claus my entire life. How metal is that?
That is pretty metal.
Did you believe in Santa Claus?
Yeah, I did. And I heard that song for the first time when I still believed in him, so I was like, that's sick. And the same thing with Zeppelin. I was like, I need to find out what that actual song is, like with my parents' help, of course. They had all the Sabbath CDs. Paranoid is the album that Iron Man is on, of course, which is obviously one of, if not the greatest metal album of all time.
Right.
Obviously, we'll get into some of that stuff later.
We will.
So yeah, my parents were definitely my biggest influence in getting into metal. But
sure.
my dad is definitely the biggest influence.
Right.
He got me into more of the basics that I've already mentioned. Then I kind of got into my own things as I got older.
And you influenced him as well.
Of course.
I've been to a couple concerts with Brendan and his dad, and we'll get into all that too. So yeah, obviously, I mean, his music taste influenced you, and then you got older, and then you influenced him as well, and you guys listen to a lot of the same stuff now.
Yeah, and I think you might have met our family friend Curtis at Knotfest.
Yes.
That didn't get canceled.
Right.
He's a close family friend that I've been going to concerts with him as long as I can remember. So
was that the guy with the dime bag pants on?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got Pantera tattoos all up and down.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
And you obviously know I love Pantera, so he's a big influence on why I like Pantera so much. But he's really into the heavy stuff, so that's where I get a lot of that from. And he's like my most frequent concert going buddy, other than my dad. So yeah, that's the basis of like how I got into metal. How about you though?
Cool. Yeah, so I listened to strictly hip-hop, R&B, and rap until I was about 16 years old. So I was one of those guys.
Yikes.
We're going to get into it.
Oh, yeah, we are.
So,
no, you know I like hip-hop.
Yeah, you do. You don't like Lil Pump, though. So are you
no
really
one should like Lil Pump.
No, I agree with you 100%.
So, yeah, I'll say that right now.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I grew up on rap and hip-hop. The classic shit, like West Coast gangster rap.
The good stuff.
All the good stuff. That was mostly from my brother. Mostly my brother influenced my music taste growing up. And then I'm going to go on my personal doc here. The first time I got into metal, I was 15 or 16 years old. Like, I just turned 16 from my friend Jake. And he was the metal guy. He was the guy. He smoked a lot of weed.
As did Curtis, so we've got a similar influence there.
Yeah, there you go. So he, when people get into metal, it's like similar to what you said. They'll start on like the classic rock kind of stuff, and then like when they're kids and they'll move up and it gets heavier and progressively heavier. My friend Jake, it was like the first memorable metal songs I listened to when I was an adult, an adolescent, young adult, and that I remember liking were like Korn, Slipknot, Suicidal Tendencies.
Okay.
Like literally like the heaviest that you could probably get in mainstream metal. And at first I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, but like what the hell am I listening to? Like I'm kind of like, this is a little bit scary, but I kind of like it.
Dude, you had no segue. Like,
no, not really.
Another thing, my mom raised me on like the hair bands, so I kind of had that like poppy rock sort of metal, and then I got into the heavy stuff. But you just went straight into it, which is pretty awesome.
And like I said, it was around the time when I was like 15, 16. I was starting to get more rebellious, quote unquote, at home and at school.
Angst.
Yeah, I was getting really angsty.
Teen spirit.
There you go. Smells like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like my friend Jake, I got into Korn and all that stuff. And the first metal album that I listened to all the way through was Kill 'Em All by Metallica.
Hell yeah.
What's
dude.
a better way to get into metal, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Metallica was like my favorite band for a really long time, and they'll always have a special place in my heart. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah.
And then that's after that I went on my own and I found bands that I liked that my friend didn't show me.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't play that much Pantera. He liked Pantera. I kind of discovered him on my own.
Okay.
And then ever since, yeah, it's just been heavier. It's been in search of heavier and heavier music.
Yes. All about the riffs.
Yeah, it is.
Gotta find those riffs.
Okay. I think we can move on into the next segment. What do you like about metal?
What do I like about metal? What's not to like? I mean, I guess my favorite part is, to put it simply, it's always there for me.
That's one of my things as well.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's the point though. Like, you could be having the worst day of your life. Every other human being that you come into interaction with could be a fucking asshole. They just let you down. Terrible day. You just go and listen to some metal. It's a good day.
It is.
That's the best part.
It's very cathartic.
Yeah, exactly. It's a form of therapy too. I mean,
you get to relate with people that feel the same way you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And going along with that, it's I've never seen in any other form of music this sense of community.
Yeah.
Going to concerts and stuff, as you know, like,
there's not many of us.
I mean, there's many of us.
There's many of us, but we're spread out.
Yeah, and like, metal is that music for the freaks, the kids who don't fit in kind of thing.
It is.
And going to a concert, it's like we're all there together.
Right.
And we all get it. And it's second to none. Like, you can't find that anywhere else.
Yeah, and I'll talk about the concerts for a second too. They are the most high energy concerts in any music genre, more than EDM, more than rock, more than freaking jazz, because it's freaking jazz. I mean, like, I go to an EDM show and people headbang a little bit. People headbang a lot.
They headbang, but
they mosh a little bit.
You're not going to get hurt at an EDM show.
No. You go to a metal show and you might get injured.
Yeah.
And that's what we love about it.
Exactly.
And
it's not a good show unless you leave with a couple bruises.
There you go.
I mean,
but it's awesome because you go to a metal show and there's like a huge circle pit, right?
Yeah.
The second someone falls down, everyone reaches to grab them and put them up.
Back up.
The first time I didn't know what mosh pits were either until I went to my first metal show.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't know that was a thing, and I was like, holy shit, this is so fun.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fall down. You're like a pinball.
Yeah.
And you get knocked around and you don't get stepped on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'll go into what my list is here. My first point here is it kicks ass. High energy. It's like coffee in the morning. The first thing I listen to is the heaviest thing I listen to usually, because it's like coffee to me. It gets
Wakes
me up.
you up.
Yep.
It's adrenaline.
Yep. It's always there for you. It's gotten me through many hard times.
Of course.
When you're down bad, metal's always there for you.
If I could sum up metal in one lyric,
Sure.
it's from the godfather of metal himself, Ozzy Osbourne, and his best years with guitar phenom Randy Rhoads, who I'm definitely going to talk about a lot more in future episodes probably. But from his song "You Can't Kill Rock and Roll," the chorus goes, "Leave me alone, don't want your promises no more, 'cause rock and roll is my religion and my law. Won't ever change, may think it's strange. You can't kill rock and roll, it's here to stay." And that's it right there. I mean, that's why people think it's strange, obviously, but it is my religion and my law. Like, I don't know where I would be without this stuff.
There's this author named David Foster Wallace, and he said everyone worships, everyone either worships a religion, material things, even if they say they don't, they do, and that's definitely how I feel about metal. It's a religious feeling. It's a religious.
Concert is church. Going to a concert is it's worship, dude. Like, it is.
I don't want to say it's a religion to me, but it's a spiritual experience.
Yes.
And it's a part of your identity.
For sure.
It's part of my identity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And going off of that song in particular, I mean, I think really great music can stand the test of time.
Right.
And be timeless. That lyric I just read is 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're considering metal started in the 70s, that's a really long time.
Yeah.
And that shit still sounds good,
Right.
Like,
and it's still relevant.
Exactly.
It's still influential.
Yeah, and another thing I like about metal is it's it's like mainstream and underground at the same time.
Yeah.
And like
You can see it in the mainstream too, not just the pure metal, but the influences of metal.
Yeah,
the aesthetic.
Sure.
Definitely the aesthetic. More now than ever.
The darkness, like the imagery.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is obviously another thing I know you and I both like about it.
Right.
The sound is unlike any other. It's just dark and.
It's the angriest music on the planet.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like positive angry.
Yeah, it's cathartic. Like I said before, it's it's not taking anger out on yourself, which is what is common. It's releasing it.
Another thing I guess is the metal is so diverse and inclusive and accepting. You can be any color, any gender. It doesn't matter. Like
it's worldwide.
Yeah, and if you're a metal fan, you're a metal fan.
Right.
And if you're at a concert with someone who's not like you, but they are like you, because they're a metal fan.
That's why I said it's a small community. That's what I meant. You can go anywhere in the world, and if you meet another metalhead, you connect instantly.
Yeah. It's small in that sense.
It's small in that sense, yeah.
But there's so many.
It's niche, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like you said, like Scandinavia, every country has a great metal band that I love, and that's just awesome to me because it's different. It sounds diverse. Obviously, I mean, it's great, and getting that diversity, it's you get everyone's stories, and metal is a great form of storytelling. Obviously,
it is.
Every song tells a different story, different history lesson. Like there's history in metal, like Iron Maiden talking about like. Being English invaders, all this stuff, like all this crazy shit that happened way back in the day.
Yeah.
So there's just so much to offer, like band tees, the look of the band, all of it just goes into one, and
the shows are also very visually interesting.
Yeah.
The imagery is dark and moody, and it's you can do a lot with it. I feel like.
Yeah. And I mean, like we also said, like it's an art form.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a about fine art. Like, give me this kind of art, Like,
this is fine art.
It's fine art for sure, but not to some people. But that's.
I like fine art too.
Yeah, sure.
Art. Jackson Pollock.
All right.
Leonardo da Vinci, Mona Lisa.
Yeah, no, that's all good and fine, but.
Okay, we'll move on to favorite bands. Or we'll say each of our, just a handful.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't have to be all of them. I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
My favorite band of all time is Marilyn Manson. Yeah. Need I say more? Alice in Chains, Slipknot, Korn, Lamb of God, Nine Inch Nails, Pantera, Ne Obliviscaris, Meshuggah, just to name a few.
All right, fair enough. I mean,
this is an ever-changing, growing list. Currently, these are my favorites, but
I only wrote down 10, and even doing that was very hard. So I mean, I wrote down. It's hard for me to pick an all-time favorite. If I had to, I'd probably have to go with Slipknot, just because.
Yeah.
Because they're like the metal of our generation, like they're the biggest metal band of our lifetime.
I would agree.
Like we grew up with them, which
the
is
sound and the aesthetic, the visual, the live show,
the
artistry.
Yep,
it's all of it.
I mean, and the sound obviously is
filthy.
When you hear a Slipknot song, it's Slipknot.
It's their guitar tone is filthy.
All of it's filthy.
It's so distorted. I was listening to Slipknot the other day, and it's their guitar tone is like so like mean and like distorted, and
they've got 3 percussionists, so that obviously elevates it to a whole new level.
We can get into Slipknot.
Oh, we'll get into Slipknot.
So you got a 9-piece band, right?
Yeah.
That has no business having 9 members.
Not at all. No band needs 9 members, but they made it cool. So I mean, it's all good.
But they don't need that many.
No, definitely not. No one does.
Okay.
But I mean, plus the fact they're from the Midwest, I think is awesome. Like,
agreed.
Who's from Iowa? Right. No one. Slipknot is. That's it. Like,
it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. So yeah, besides Pantera, Pantera's the next.
Pantera's definitely a top.
Yeah, I mean.
Maybe not above Lamb of God.
Slipknot. All right, shut up. That's the next episode, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But yeah, I see them both as 1A and 1B, Slipknot and Pantera, because
I consider my 1A and 1B Slipknot and Stone Sour, because it's the same singer.
All right.
All right, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
you're good. But yeah, Slipknot. We've had the opportunity to see them live.
Right.
Pantera.
Oh,
I mean, Dimebag died when we were like 5-6 years old,
Right.
so that's tough.
rest in peace to that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best, in my opinion, the best guitar player of all time.
The best one?
Best metal guitar player of all time, for sure. Name me one better. Dude, we can't.
The best metal guitar player?
Yeah, we can't.
Dave Mustaine's probably better than him?
No, he's not. No, he's not. Dude, Dave Mustaine asked him to be in Megadeth, and he said no. Like,
That's pretty cool.
because I'm so good, I don't.
Kerry
need-
King? You don't want to listen to a dial-up modem when you hear a guitar solo?
See, like,
Kerry King might be... I mean, Kerry King invented heavy.
yeah, and Slayer's on my list, obviously. They're in my top 10. Another band I was going to say, going off the whole dual guitar thing, is Judas Priest. I mean, I can't pick Kerry King or Jeff Hanneman in the same way I can't pick from Judas Priest Glenn Tipton or KK Downing, because
Sure.
they're two different guys in each band, but they make the same makeup of the band. Like, they're
Right.
not...
I understand that point, too. Dimebag,
He was his own...
he
He did everything by
He did
himself.
everything, yeah.
Like, the only guitar player in that band.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'll take... It's domination, dude. I'll take Pantera over anybody. But, yeah, so Judas Priest, Slayer, Korn, obviously.
Korn is awesome. Did I say that? Korn's on my list.
You did put Korn, and
Okay.
for good reason, obviously.
Yep.
You got into them first. They were one of the first bands
One of the first metal bands I ever listened to was Korn, so you can imagine how f***ed up I am.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, same though. Like, my dad, there was never a time where I remember hearing Freak on the Leash for the first time. Like, it's just always been in my life kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, seeing the music video, like, so young, I was like, this
Dude.
is something different. Like,
Yeah.
This is,
Their visuals are insane.
and they're like the last time that metal was really, really mainstream. Like, Korn was all over MTV.
Yeah, they were.
Like,
Yep.
that's just awesome.
I remember when
They're so heavy.
Yeah, they are. It's this the 7 strings, dude.
Yeah.
They just
And there's two 7-strings,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah. I remember when I first got into Korn, I was like, oh hey, I was telling my siblings like you guys know who Korn is? And my siblings are both 31 and 32, and they're like, dude, we used to watch Korn on MTV
Yeah.
like in high school. Like you're late to the party.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so yeah, they definitely made it cool and put it in the mainstream audience. But I was gonna say the first music video I saw from them was "Falling Away from Me,"
that one too.
and it f***ed me
Yeah,
up.
it's very dark.
It is.
Sure.
Live, oh my god, they play it at every show live. It's so good, so heavy.
We've had this conversation, and I'll probably defend this till the day I die, but Korn is the best live metal band that I've seen.
Rob Zombie.
He has a better show, but Korn never disappoints me with their sound. It sounds heavy as
Well, you said that they're the
single time.
best live show. Okay, that's every aspect of live show.
I don't need visuals if I can have the sound.
Yeah, but
You
the
know what I
visuals
mean?
are part of it.
I get that.
They are great live.
And I love Rob Zombie. You know I love Rob Zombie
Yeah.
too.
I mean, he has like the floaties.
He
and
has the best visuals. I'll give him
And then
that.
John 5 has like a mask
Yeah.
under his mask and shit.
Yeah,
They
that-
changed masks.
That is sick. But I'm talking if just sound alone, I've never seen a bad Korn concert. And
Sure.
they're the only band.
My first Korn concert, I didn't enjoy it, and I was a Korn fan.
Okay, where
Chicago Open Air. You were there.
They killed it, dude. Why did you not
I
like
don't
that?
know. I don't know why. Maybe I was too young.
Or maybe it was like you weren't. It was your
I
first
didn't-
time seeing him or something.
It was. But I also saw Kiss on that stage. Remember, it was like the main stage, right?
Yeah.
I think there was something weird about the audio mixing
Yeah, it could be.
on that stage because I didn't like Kiss's performance either
I mean, it's
compared to the rest of the day. Like not just
because they weren't metal enough.
yeah, but
for
I mean,
the rest of the day.
well, I'm just saying like on that stage, I didn't like the headliners on it. I don't know why.
No, that's fair.
But that I have seen Korn and I disliked the show, but after that I have not disliked them. And I actually shot one of their shows
Yeah.
for Impact. I'll put some of those pictures up on the screen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're cool.
Because I mean,
If you like smoking meth and having dreads, they're pretty cool.
neither of which I do, but you know. But dude, like they're the only band where like each time I see them, it's like that's the best time I've ever seen them. Then I
Sure.
see them again, not even a year later. That's the best time I've ever seen them. Like,
Sure.
They just tear it up. I mean,
Mhm.
moving on though, Metallica obviously.
Yeah,
It-
they're a foundational metal band.
Yes, they were the first true metal band that I really got into because
Same.
my dad had every single CD.
Me as well.
So being a young buck, seeing stuff like that, it's like, this is the world I want to be in. Like,
Right.
and metal's in their name. Like
I knew you were gonna say that.
I mean, they are the metal band.
Yeah, they are. They are the metal guys.
Black Sabbath, of course.
Right.
Already mentioned, got into them at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
First metal band, so, got to be in there.
Yep.
Slayer and Megadeth to round out the Bay Area thrash.
You got it.
I like Anthrax.
3 of the big 4 are in your top bands.
Yeah, of course.
The big 4, sorry.
3 of the big 4
Yeah.
are in my top 10,
Wow.
definitely. Because Anthrax is all right, but they're, I don't know, something about them.
Vocals.
It's
the vocals for me.
And yeah, definitely the
I don't like
vocals.
them that much.
And it's the same thing with my hip hop taste. I'm more of a West Coast guy than
Agreed.
East Coast. So Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth. That's the Bay Area stuff.
Yep.
And then to finish off, Lamb of God, System of a Down. That's my top 10 right there.
Lamb of God is an elite metal band.
Of course. Along with Slipknot that are still flying the flag. Very strong.
Yeah. I would argue that they are probably behind Slipknot the second best metal band of our lifetime.
I would probably agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you like to listen to white guys with dreads, Lamb of God's for you.
Yeah, and sometimes if he's bald, that's cool too. But yeah.
Favorite metal genres? Favorite metal genre, actually, not plural, singular. My favorite, if I were to name one, thrash.
Yeah. Thrash is...
Everything that comes from thrash, I love, so therefore I have to love thrash the most.
Yeah. That's fair.
Right.
And there's a lot of...
Like, thrashy riffs are the best riffs.
Yeah.
And if you like metal, you like riffs.
Exactly. And I feel like thrash is the one genre where you can be elitist. Not, like...
There's no thrash metal elitists, though.
No, but that's the cool thing. I'm how do I put this? Like, everyone can like thrash. It's so metal, yet... Like new metal, for example. Elitists hate new metal.
They do.
But it's still heavy as So I'm confused. I get why the elitists don't like it, but...
Because they don't like that it's being tainted with hip-hop.
Right.
And, yeah.
But thrash is the...
Thrash is the most... it's like the chameleon genre. You can take parts of thrash and put it into every other genre of metal, and it'll fit and sound great.
Yeah, and like I put thrash as one of my favorites too, but as going off that point, I feel like it's got many variations because there's like speed metal, which is pretty close to thrash.
It is.
Speed metal is just speed, and it doesn't have the thrashy aspect.
It's less riffy and more just, like it's like
double
if you
bass,
double
just
bass,
power through,
high BPM,
and then like
extreme metal. That's a blanket category, but
yeah,
a lot of extreme metal bands have thrashy roots and influences.
Yeah, and like groove metal comes from thrash,
but slower.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. I mean, we know what groove metal is, but I'm just saying like there's so many like buzzwords for that type of metal. I just put thrash in general because I feel like it's the middle ground in terms of everything. Other than that, though, what do I got here? If you want to consider, we could do a whole episode about this if we want to, but grunge, like, would you...
Grunge?
It's tough, right?
Grunge, yeah, it is. Grunge is pretty metal. If you ask a lot of metalheads if they like grunge, they'll probably say yes.
Yeah.
But it's not heavy. It's heavy in a different kind of way.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, Ellison Chains is...
heavy as but they're not down-tuned, and they're not...
You don't think they're down-tuned?
They're not as bassy. How about that?
Yeah.
They're like the scales. I don't know. I'm not. They're not as they're not as low pitched.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And their drums aren't as complex, and they're not as hard hitting.
Another of my favorite genres that I wrote is like, again, going along thrash, speed, groove. It's all kind of in the same thing to me, but like stoner and doom. Like,
I love stoner metal.
Yeah.
Doom metal's good too.
Yeah, but like
sludge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all the same kind of deal.
And you could throw Ellison Chains in there if you wanted to. Like, I wouldn't. They've got that same.
Into doom.
Not doom necessarily. Maybe they do slow it down sometimes.
The thing is, I understand what you mean.
They're
It's
sludge.
the vocals.
I feel
Yeah. It's the vocals and the subject matter.
Yeah.
Subject matter definitely matters. Subject matter definitely influences, whether or not I will categorize you as metal or not.
Yeah.
Because Alice in Chains talks about, it's not just what they talk about, it's the way that Lane Staley sings certain lyrics that it's like, holy that's hard as hell.
Yeah, for sure. Because, he's probably going through that thing he's talking about.
He's doing exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And it's dark.
Yeah. So, to brighten it up a little bit, I told you, but my mom was, she kind of raised me on all the hair bands. So that's like my guilty pleasure. It's,
Steel Panther guy?
Yeah, Steel Panther. I'm talking about like old school.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, Steel Panther.
Motley Crew.
Yeah, Motley Crew, all that stuff. Pantera was a hair band.
At one point.
At one point, yeah. So that makes it
That's
cool.
not as hard as being a groove band your whole existence.
All right, pal.
Your favorite. All right.
We're gonna get into it.
All right. Yeah, we will.
Just to finish that off.
Oh, go ahead.
Nu metal, of course, it's a favorite in terms of the good nu metal bands are really good.
Sure.
You even like them.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being a sarcastic
No.
asshole.
But listen. I like nu metal too, but all of the great old nu metal bands don't even do nu metal anymore. Slipknot doesn't make nu metal music anymore. Outside of Slipknot.
Nu metal was
album.
like, it was like a phase.
It was. It's like how a lot of these bands got started. I mean, System of a Down does, actually.
I mean, they haven't made new music in 15 years, so.
Yeah. But listen to the newest Slipknot record. It's not really a nu metal. It is, but it's not as much hip-hop influence as their first one. I mean, they had they had the turntables and like the Corey Taylor rapped.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit.
Which is
interesting.
Awesome. But like Slipknot, Korn.
Korn is still nu metal.
Korn
for sure.
created it. I mean, for better or worse.
Rage.
Again.
They are nu metal.
I don't know if I would. They're rap metal for sure. And
same thing.
Yeah, that's the same thing with like thrash and speed to me though. Is like they're so similar, but there's.
What name another rap metal group?
I really can't. Like,
just because they're nu metal.
Yeah.
They're I know what you're saying. They're in the same. They're nu metal, rap metal, hip hop, funky metal.
Like, I guess a newer band like Fever 333. They rap and they're kind of hard.
A lot of metalcore artists rap too.
We're not. That's enough.
That's nu metal.
I'm not talking about metalcore, dude. I'm sorry.
We're gonna do a whole episode of metalcore.
No.
Yes, we are.
Please, no.
Yes, we are.
All right,
you're gonna have to defend them too because you like them.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I like some good metalcore bands.
Sure.
Most of them.
A lot of them take influence from nu metal.
Yeah, they do.
What does that tell you about nu metal?
No, you're right though. Like, it goes along with the good nu metal bands are really good. Deftones being another one.
Deftones is great.
You could say Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park is good.
So I mean,
rest in peace, Chester Bennington.
Yeah, even Disturbed's early stuff, they've kind of got that aspect.
I never got into them.
First album is good. Exactly. Like that's some nu metal shit for sure. But yeah, I mean I like death metal too. Obviously, a little bit of black metal, not a whole lot. I mean.
You're just naming it.
The
question was favorite metal genre.
I know.
Death metal's good.
That's the cool thing about metal, though. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so damn many.
They sound distinct. Too.
Yeah.
When you really when you put them side by side, they don't. But when you kind of take a step back, they definitely have their own cultures and fans and sounds and what they think is cool.
Yeah.
Death metal is pretty dope. I can't listen to it all the time though.
Yeah, not all the time. Just once in a while.
All right, we'll move on to. Metal news, September, October, new albums. I'll let you take this one.
Yeah. At the time of us recording this, the latest newer good albums that are out. Corey Taylor's first solo album came out last Friday. A lot better than I expected it to be. It's good. It's good. I highly recommend it. Ellison, who is Dave Ellison from
Bassist.
Megadeth. Yep, their bassist. He dropped an album of covers of like old school metal. It wasn't on streaming services when I checked though, so couldn't tell you much about it. Before that, September though, had a bunch of good stuff in September. Deftones came out with Ohms, which probably their best album since Diamond Eyes, at least, which came out in 2010. So it's pretty heavy. Marilyn Manson, of course.
Yeah, We Are Chaos.
Yeah. What do you want to say about that? It's okay.
It was a run-of-the-mill new
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson album, 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Liked a couple songs. He sings a lot. I like when Marilyn Manson screams,
Yeah.
except for Mechanical Animals. He sings on Mechanical Animals, but
it's
way
like
it's just better than
the
what he's doing
music
now.
is like
Yeah.
makes up for him not screaming.
Yeah, he's doing like I don't even know how to describe it. He's like, did you see the music video for God's Gonna Cut You Down?
No.
The cover of the Johnny Cash song.
Right.
Marilyn
No, I
Manson's wearing like a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I saw like a picture. From
Yeah, he's like doing like the way I would describe his new sound is like he's like an emo cowboy.
Okay.
And I don't really like I don't like it that much, but it's not bad. 5 out of 10 on that album.
No, yeah, that's fair. I think the Pale Emperor kind of ruined all new Marilyn Manson stuff for me.
Pale Emperor, really?
Even Heaven Upside Down.
Heaven Upside Down had a couple good songs.
I think they were both fire. I mean, Pale Emperor went
You
hard.
said it ruined the new Marilyn Manson?
In a good way. Like, it was so good. That's what I'm comparing everything he does now to that.
So the new, you're comparing that
Yeah.
to like what he's putting out right
like
now.
2010's Marilyn Manson.
Sure.
Out of his prime, obviously, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than Marilyn Manson, the same day We Are Chaos came out, Mastodon dropped a somewhat compilation album called Medium Rarities that was,
Okay.
it's got a few new songs and then like different renditions of some old songs, like live versions, instrumental. Great listen, actually.
Cool.
That was good. Early September, Phil Anselmo's new project called N Minor came out with their first album, which he describes as depression core, which I kind of get where he's coming from because it's him being from New Orleans. It's kind of like jazzy.
Okay.
Really good.
You
But
liked it?
I did like it.
Does he sing or does he scream?
It's like he's singing the blues in a way.
So he doesn't scream.
He's not screaming. There is some like background like screaming vocals, but it's mostly just him being a blues singer, which I think is kind of cool because him being
He has
from
a pretty sweet voice.
yeah, he does. And it's a new side to him, so it's cool. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
That same day, Code Orange came out with Under the Skin, which is it's like their MTV Unplugged kind of thing. They did an acoustic live show for streaming when COVID hit, so no new songs. Actually, the only new song they did a cover of "Down in a Hole,"
Which is good.
by
Great
Ellison
cover.
Chains. Yeah,
I
it
liked
was really good.
Video's cool too.
Yeah, Code Orange has been killing this year based on all circumstances.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And then last one on that same day, Sabbath, who is Zach Wilde, his Black Sabbath cover band.
Yep.
They re-recorded Black Sabbath's self-titled debut in its entirety in honor of its 50th anniversary. So that's definitely worth noting, this being the 50th year of what we know as heavy metal. So yeah.
Right. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. 2020 deaths. On a lighter note,
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen, just last week.
Yeah. At the time of us recording this, last Tuesday.
Yeah. I saw John 5 post about Eddie Van Halen, and he said that Eddie Van Halen was his biggest influence, and he called Eddie Van Halen the best guitar player of all time.
He's definitely up there.
He is, and I love John 5, so it's a lot of respect.
Of course, and John 5's from Michigan, so that's even better.
It's from Grosse Pointe.
Hell yeah.
Like,
but yeah, I mean that's dope.
Yeah, one of the most posh areas in Michigan.
Yeah.
John 5 came from.
It's sick. But
That's
yeah, Eddie Van Halen,
That one hurt.
tough pill.
Yeah.
Just when I thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, he was my favorite classic rock guitar player.
Yeah.
He, in terms of
Not Jimmy Page?
I'd take Van Halen because I don't know, it's tough. I think don't kill me here, whoever's listening to this or even you, but I think Jimmy Page is overrated. He's great. Don't get me wrong.
He has a doctorate.
Does that mean he's the best guitar player of all time? I mean, what? Is it? All right, whoever has a doctorate, that's the best guitar player of all time.
Did you know that every member of Queen went to college and graduated?
You're killing me, man.
All right. But yeah, sorry.
No, you're good, but yeah, in terms of like a shredding aspect, not
Yeah.
many like classic rock. I mean,
And he plays weird too. Like, he's
the tapping.
unconventional.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't invent tapping. He just like made it
Right.
sweet, and now
Right.
every metal guitar player. That do you consider Van Halen metal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would. I don't even listen to them that much, but yeah.
they're one of those bands that's right on the line.
Yeah.
But
Like, do you consider Zeppelin metal? Because if you consider Van Halen metal, then Led Zeppelin has to be metal too, but they're
Yeah.
not really.
there's obviously a lot of bands like that. I, for the sake of being a metalhead, I consider them metal.
Led Zeppelin?
And Van Halen, yeah.
Okay.
And
I would disagree. I would consider Van Halen metal, but Zeppelin not.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's different
Yeah,
to everybody.
it's great,
I
yeah.
mean, Zeppelin was like the way I always explain it is like they were metal before people really had a definition for it. I mean, Zeppelin's first two albums came out before Sabbath, and they were pretty heavy. I mean,
See, I have a gripe with Led Zeppelin. I don't like them that much. Their riffs aren't cool to me.
that's
I also didn't grow up on classic rock, so I
yeah,
feel like there's a gap in my knowledge because I don't like the sound of classic rock that much.
Right.
I'm very picky with it, like very, very picky.
Mhm.
And
again, it's just you going right to the heavy stuff instead of that bridge
yeah,
like I had.
yeah.
So.
My bridge was thrash, which is a good. It is good.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like what you said, I had to go back after I got
Yeah.
into metal and listen to the old stuff and kind of like get the history of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I that's where my the gaps in my knowledge is.
Right, but another death we had this year was Neil Peart, the drummer of Rush, who,
Yep.
man,
One of the greatest Canadian bands of all time.
the greatest Canadian band of
Probably
all
the
time.
greatest.
And when Eddie died, I was like, wow, first my favorite classic rock drummer
Did
of
you
all
cry?
time. No, I didn't cry for either of them, but I haven't cried since Chris Cornell, probably.
Oh my god.
I mean, that was rough, obviously.
Yeah. The last death in 2020 related to metal is Riley Gale. The last time I saw them was with Brendan in England at Download Festival. Yeah, they're solid band, solid live band. Really straight to the point, no BS.
No bullshit.
Good thrash, southern thrash.
Yeah.
Their drum when I saw them at Download on the main stage and their drummer came out, I was like, his kit is really small.
Yeah.
That's what I know. Like one of the first thing I know is like he has a small kit, but
Yeah.
they're good.
They're very minimalistic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's because they're also very punk, very hardcore
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I think they've got that like do-it-yourself attitude, minimalistic values.
I don't know what it is about see, Power Trip to me is a band where it's like they really don't do anything gimmicky. They don't do anything gimmicky.
I love that.
They're not particularly exceptional at no one piece of their music is really stands out to me, but they sound so good. So it just shows how good of songwriters they are,
Yeah.
and how they really know their instruments and they know their sound.
Right.
Yeah.
And the last time I saw them was at the Majestic in Detroit. They opened for High on Fire.
Okay.
Who at the time I'll admit I bought this shirt online because from their record label, so I guess I'm glad to say I supported their label instead of like Rockabilia or some
Sure.
website like that. But typically I don't like to wear shirts that I don't get at the show. But
Okay.
at the time of that show I was really into High on Fire, who is Matt Pike from Sleep. That's his other band.
Okay.
So I'm a huge Sleep fan, as you know. So I was really into them at the time, and I thought to myself, Power Trips, they're pretty young. They're going to be going for a while. They're up and coming.
Yeah.
I'm going to see them again. So I'm going to get High on Fire instead.
Wow.
But yeah, and that was the last time. I mean, they killed it obviously, but yeah, seeing them at Download, that was the show of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Slipknot, of course, but
Yeah. It's a great show.
And I mean, I've obviously told you the story. They were on the main stage. Slipknot was on the main stage.
Yep.
And me and my dad got there super early, so I got rail first, and I was like, damn, If I want...
Not even the front rail, though. The second
Not
row.
The second rail.
He wasn't on the rail. He wasn't. He
I
was on the
was on
second
the
row
rail.
of rails.
It was still a rail.
He wasn't in front of the stage. This man
No.
peed. This man peed his pants to not be in front of the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
I peed in a cup. Let the record state.
This man, what's it called? This man committed indecent exposure to not be in front of the stage, ladies and gentlemen. And he missed like at least 5 good bands on the other stages because he didn't want to miss.
But I could give a shit. Like,
that's fine.
I saw Slipknot on the rail. I wasn't risking it.
I was on the rail too, and I saw all the bands I wanted to see. And I surely didn't pee myself.
No, dude.
I saw every band I wanted to see, and I got on the same rail as you.
No, I told
Yes,
you, man.
I did.
My dad left to go to other stages.
And he got back to you.
Yeah, but he said it took him like a half hour and is a bitch. There's no way I could have had both hands on the rail like I did if I was to leave. And it's Slipknot at download. There's no way I'm risking that. It was all about risk to me. Anyways, I stood there and watched every main stage band, and Power Trip was one of the earlier ones.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I like Power Trip. I've heard him before. This will be cool.
Yeah.
They came out and just ripped it up. Obviously, like you obviously saw them. Like it was so sick. And they're like, yeah, we're Power Trip from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, it was cool to see him in England saying that. Like,
yeah, which is
it was a head trip.
Dallas is where Pantera's from, so like
Yeah.
I love that. I've got
Yeah,
family
cool.
in Dallas, so I thought that was sick. They came out and tore it up, so that was awesome. But
Yeah.
I mean, rest in peace.
We still don't know cause of death.
Correct.
The band is asking for
He died in his
privacy.
sleep. We know that,
right.
but
Okay.
not sure.
Yeah, the band is asking for privacy,
Which is fair.
Yeah, while they mourn. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Anything else to say about this segment?
If I didn't say it already, I mean, Neil Peart from Rush, another one of those bands are they metal? I like to think of their older stuff as metal. Yeah,
I am not as well versed in Rush,
okay.
so
You
you
should.
can answer that
You
one.
should
I know.
get it then.
I have a long list.
Yeah, I know you do. But yeah, just the fact that Eddie being my favorite classic rock guitar player and Neil Peart being my favorite drum player, classic rock drum player, maybe favorite. They're both up there either way, and it's just Neil Peart died literally in the first week of this year. I was like, that's a shitty way to start the year.
Yeah, and
And
it
now-
got exponentially worse.
Yep, it did.
And that leads into our third topic, which is
Yes, sir.
canceled concerts in 2020. Before that, though, we'll talk about what is metal,
What is metal?
and then we'll get into metal concerts that got canceled that
Right.
we liked.
And when we say this is metal, what is metal? We just want to...
Subjective.
Yeah.
It's our personal opinions.
And we want to define it for ourselves and our audience watching
Right, so you
going
guys-
forward for
yeah.
future episodes.
Right. So you guys know what we're coming from and
Yeah, exactly.
things like that. Okay, so we wrote down riffs,
Yes.
and that is metal. Riffs, heavy riffs, and
Sometimes.
not cut that out. It's all about the riffs, guys. It's about there's no such thing as too heavy in heavy metal.
I would agree. I'm sure there is.
Deathcore is too heavy.
Even I like some deathcore.
I like deathcore a lot.
Yeah.
Some of them, but
Some of them, yeah.
sometimes it is too heavy
Yeah.
because
It's just a bunch of noise. Like,
it's like
I know that sounds like
the bass. Go ahead.
I know, I was just going to say, I feel like that's such an old person thing to say, oh, metal's just a bunch of noise. But, like, it is. It's good noise.
Yeah.
But then, like you're saying, with deathcore, it's
Deathcore
like,
is too heavy. It all sounds the same.
sometimes, yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to hear false chord vocals all the time. Like,
Yeah.
ripping my asshole apart. So, being heavy isn't just about being the lowest tuned.
Right.
It's not just about being low pitched.
Yeah.
It's about the way that you spin it.
To me, it's all about attitude.
Your
If
attitude.
you've got the attitude,
Right. I feel like a lot of deathcore guys, they like the image, the
yeah,
imagery.
they do. Yeah,
They're not as genuine. They're not as cult.
right. Whereas black metal, on the other hand, they're also into imagery and shit, but they take
They
it.
really do it.
Yeah,
That would,
yeah.
that's their thing.
So I mean, another band that I always go back and forth about, like, are they metal, are they not? Like we've talked about with other bands already, but Guns N' Roses is, like I said...
Not a big fan.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, not everyone's a big fan, but it's all about the attitude, and they've definitely got that like snot-nosed punk attitude.
Yeah,
where like we're just gonna play our ass off, and like they're pretty heavy. I mean, it's just I don't know if I like to being a metalhead, like to call them metal.
Sure. All right, we're gonna do our top 5 this week. It's canceled concerts that we are most upset about due to COVID-19 pandemic. I have here listed Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, that's
first time they were going to tour in like a decade. 2 shows in Detroit, Cleveland. Buddy from Cleveland wanted to go. Pit tickets were $280. I wasn't going to do it. Then when they got canceled, I was like, I have to see them because they're going to do it next summer.
Right.
So Rage Against the Machine is the one I'm most upset about.
Yeah, that's my number 2, and Run the Jewels was supposed to open, which would have been cool.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
it would have been cool.
Different, but cool. Like
mixed crowd.
Yeah, it's good. And
Slipknot was my number 2.
Okay.
Pine Knob, right?
Yep.
Is that show? Yeah. Saw them there in August with Brendan.
Yep.
Or was that September?
It was August of 19, because it was like 2 days after We Are Not Your Kind came out.
Yeah, and they played Solway Firth for the first time live at that show.
That's sweet.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Slipknot obviously has the industrial kind of set design.
And that was a Knot Fest. That was a Knot Fest. This canceled one would have been a Knot Fest.
So Behemoth would have been there. This
one was... I wasn't a huge fan of the lineup. That's why they're not in my top 5. But it was A Day to Remember, which is like metalcore, Under Oath.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them at Download.
Yeah.
They were okay.
They were okay.
They had the angel
guy. Yeah.
With like the headband across the eyes. That was like their mascot.
Yeah. But then Code Orange was the opening. Which that's fucking awesome. Yeah, cool. I mean, they had a concert canceled of their own back in April that would have been in Detroit, unfortunately. So that sucks.
Yep. Rammstein in Chicago. Yeah. They never tour in America.
Yeah. Exactly. We're all living in America. Yeah, so like
America.
Yeah, I'm pissed about
Rammstein that. Rammstein is awesome. They have great visuals. They're so weird. They make porn. Did you know that?
Yeah. I don't know what year it was, but they debuted one of their new songs on like porn sites.
Yeah.
So
they made 2 versions of a recent music video. They made 2 versions of a music video. One for their one that was on YouTube, and they made a second cut that you had to pay for, and it was literally Till Lindemann having sex. This man is insane.
Yeah, that's Germans for you.
Yeah,
that's
Teutonic. What would you categorize them as?
Rammstein?
Industrial for sure. That's Teutonic industrial metal for you. Yep. They make pornos.
Yeah.
They're probably my number 1 bucket list band to see live because they do the pyrotechnics and all that stuff.
Great show, it looks like.
Yeah. Lamb of God. I've seen them 100 times. But they just kick ass.
With Megadeth.
Yeah.
And Trivium and In Flames. Yeah. All in one bill.
Yeah. The Metal Tour of the Year.
The Metal Tour of the Year.
That's the name of that tour.
God damn.
Motley Crew. I just got into Motley Crue, so this one is a late addition to this list.
Oh yeah.
My roommate is the biggest Motley Crue fan I've ever met in my entire life.
We'll probably have him on an episode in the future.
Yeah. And they're cool. They're old. They disbanded for a while.
Yep.
Well, they retired for a while. They came back. Better than ever. Def Leppard was going to open for them.
Yep.
That's fucking dope.
Poison and Joan Jett were also going to be there.
Yeah, so. You got it.
Yeah.
It would have been a cool hair metal night.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah. What do you got on your list?
So the ones you mentioned, I had Rage on there, Megadeth, Rammstein. Those were all on mine as well.
Megadeth has a good show. They have good audio.
Yeah.
Audio.
Another one though was Korn.
Yeah.
At Pine Knob, DTE, whatever you want to call it, which is right in my backyard. Still my favorite place to see a concert. Nice little amphitheater.
I like the pit.
The pit? Oh, yeah.
I like when there's a pit.
Well, if you sit on the hill, you can have the biggest.
Yeah, but you're not in front of the stage.
Yeah.
Me and him disagree on the Pine Knob venue. It's cool.
The acoustics are fantastic.
The acoustics are fantastic, but there's no pit unless you want to pay VIP pricing for it. Right. It's a small pit.
Yeah.
It's mostly seating.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the lawn, which you have to watch the show on a screen.
But dude, all of the best pits I've seen are at Pine Knob because the whole lawn turns into a pit.
But you have to watch the show. I don't care about
I get it. I know.
I care more about seeing it, not on a screen.
I know. That's totally fair.
They're cool though, because you can. It is cool though, because you can sit. Like when I'm 50 and my knees are blown out from doing too many mosh pits, Pine Knob is the move because you can just sit.
Yeah.
And still be close.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
It's a great place to see.
It's an old metalheads.
Yeah.
Concert venue.
Yeah. But yeah, Faith No More was going to be with them, who I've never seen before. Another bucket list band. Helmet, who they know how to tear it up a little bit. And then 68 would have been the opener. Who they're like a newer, more rocky kind of band. But I've seen them once before, and they were really really cool.
Sure.
And then my number one on my list was Sonic Temple.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Which was going to be a 3-day festival in Columbus.
Yeah.
Headliners.
I was going to shoot that festival.
Were you?
For Impact, yeah.
Oh wow, that would have been sweet.
I was in the works of getting a pass to cover it, and it all got dropped.
Right. Damn. That's
no photography pass though. What was it? I was gonna get a pass for. It was some bullshit. Like I couldn't take photos, but I could go in.
Huh. But like have a pass.
Yeah. Like a media pack, like I could write about it, but I couldn't take photos or some bullshit like that.
That is really weird.
Yeah, so I mean, I got to go for free, so obviously I was gonna take it, but yeah, I couldn't. So yeah, it was weird. They were weird about their media stuff.
I mean, it's a 3-day festival, of course, and the 3 headliners were originally going to be Metallica, Slipknot, and Metallica again. Metallica doing 2 nights, 2 unique sets. But of course, James Hetfield had to go back to rehab. Which I mean, all the best to him. Got to do what's best.
Very true.
But instead, they filled those slots with Red Hot Chili Peppers and Tool, which are pretty solid.
Yeah, Tool has great visuals.
Yeah, exactly. Other bands that were supposed to be there included Deftones.
Yep.
Who was also supposed to come on a whole other tour with Gojira and Poppy, which would have been pretty sweet. Code Orange was going to be at Sonic Temple. Stained reunited. They haven't been around in I don't know how many years, but this is like their first or second year back. So that'd have been cool. Knocked Loose was going to be there. Hell yeah, always.
They're cool.
Who?
Hell yeah.
I mean, ever since Vinny died, it's.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, it's.
I saw him before he died, and they were cool.
I will say, Hell Yeah is the loudest concert I've ever seen.
Okay.
Because Vinny's drums tore my ears. Dude.
With Sugar. Korn is louder than Hell Yeah.
I was also super young when I saw Hell Yeah, so maybe that's what I'm saying.
Your young ears were untrained to the ways of... Actually, it's just that you didn't go to enough concerts and you're not slightly deaf like you are right now. And every metalhead is because they go to metal shows and don't wear earplugs. I wear earplugs now, but...
Oh, yeah. My dad always gets on my ass about not wearing
You
earplugs.
have to.
Yeah, but...
Well, not for your favorite shows, but for the whole... Like, the openers, you should.
My first concert was Journey when I was 5 years old.
Mine was Ghost.
Nice.
When I was 16 years old.
Nice. So we've each made some progress getting into the more heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I must have been at least 13 when I saw Hell Yeah that one time.
Okay.
And it was so loud. Anyways, cool. And then Power Trip was also going to be at that festival.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I feel spoiled after going to Chicago Open Air 2017 and Download.
Yeah.
Because that lineup honestly doesn't really impress me besides the headliners. The Sonic Temple. Yeah.
No, dude, there's so many other bands that I haven't even mentioned.
I know, but
some highlights.
I feel spoiled when I go to Download Festival, something like that, because it's like Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Megadeth, Lamb of God on the same day.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Tool too on the same day.
You're right.
And then but
Chicago Open Air was good when there wasn't going to be one this year even without COVID. But.
Yeah, they're losing money.
Yeah.
They took a gap year and then they did a 2-day instead of a 3-day and it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're losing money.
But still, it was a fun time. Like,
it was.
Good shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Sonic Temple was my number one. So
cool.
Sucks.
All right. Pick of the week.
Yeah, pick of the week. Let's do it.
Pick of the week. This week's pick of the week is Nightmare Logic by Power Trip in honor of Riley Gale. Check it out if you want to.
Definitely check it out.
Yep.
It's a killer album, obviously. So I mean, yeah. So unfortunately, sticking with the topic of 2020 deaths, my pick of the week is got it. I've been doing it. I recommend you and everyone to do it. just go back and listen to some Van Halen. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people call him one of the best guitar players ever for a reason. I mean, he truly was. If you're going to listen to one album, their self-titled debut is like the obvious choice.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sake of this show, Van Halen 2. Their second album is the most metal, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Each song is a certified banger. Goes hard. Like, they're the kings of party metal for a reason.
There you go.
That album really shows it.
Yeah.
So.
My roommate, when he found out that Eddie died, he listened to Van Halen's whole thing all day.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. If you're a fan, definitely go and check that out.
Yep.
Trivia question of the week. Go ahead.
All right. So the one I wrote for you.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Mustaine is officially credited for co-writing 6 Metallica songs.
Sure.
What are they?
Hold on.
You can't look it up. Dude.
I'm not. 4 Horsemen.
That's one.
Yes. Metal Militia.
That is one.
Seek and Destroy.
No. I'm not going to follow you for wrong answers. Just if you name the 6, I'll give it to you.
So, okay, that's 2. I'm blanking on the track list.
Dude, Kill 'Em All. That's the album that got you into metal, bro. You should know
I know. Okay.
Damn,
I got
dude.
2.
Disappointed.
I got nothing. I'm blanking right now. Tell me.
I'll help you out and say that there's 2 from my favorite Metallica album, which is Ride the
2?
Lightning. From Ride the Lightning.
For Whom the Bell Tolls?
No.
That was a terrible guess. Creeping Death.
No. I'm sorry.
I haven't listened to these albums in
so
long because I listened to the shit out of them and I just didn't touch them since.
That's fair.
I have, but I haven't religiously listened to them.
Right, I know what you mean. I didn't think it was going to be this hard for you.
Go ahead, tell me.
I mean, we're only doing this for bragging rights. It's not
True.
like this is life or death.
True.
But yeah, you said the 4 Horsemen, you said Metal Militia. Both right.
Yeah.
Jump in the Fire.
Yeah.
Phantom Lord.
Really? I would not have guessed that. Sleeper song.
It is a sleeper for sure. And then title track, Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
And then the epic Call of Cthulhu.
Very great.
Yeah.
Great.
He co-wrote all those songs. He claims that he's done more. Lars has claimed he hasn't. So that's the ongoing debate.
I think that he probably has done more because just the way that the guitar tones and the riffs, not the tone, the riff sound, it sounds like he influenced especially Kill 'Em All a lot.
Oh, Kill 'Em All.
Seek and Destroy sounds like a Dave Mustaine song.
It's punk as hell.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can just tell by the way that he kind of transitions between the riffs. It sounds like something he'd write.
Yeah.
I'll do my trivia.
Yeah.
Who was Slipknot's first lead singer?
I hate you. It's Anders Kolsafini or
How
something
the
like
did you know
that.
that? Did you listen to Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat?
I've listened to that maybe once.
And you still know it?
Yeah.
The lead singer's name?
Dude, they're my favorite band. It's my duty to know.
Yeah, but you don't even like that mixtape, that album.
It's got its value. It's obviously doesn't stack up to the rest. It's a demo.
Slipknot is just a cover band for Slipknot, the Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat era.
Slipknot is a cover band for Slipknot.
Corey Taylor covers word for word a lot of the songs that Anders Kolsafini.
No, yeah, there's songs on Made, Feed, Kill, Repeat that turned into other Slipknot songs.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's kind of trippy when you think about their history.
I know.
In that sense.
I mean, that came out 4 years before the debut, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what were they doing in that 4 years?
I don't know. Looking for Corey Taylor. I
guess so. He was the difference maker.
Yeah. All right, we'll do.
So I win trivia this week. Just so the record shows.
Sure, whatever.
All right, I'll give you a redemption. Who was Metallica's first bassist?
No. I don't know.
His name was Ron McGovney.
I had no idea. I have no idea who that man is.
All right, I just wanted to. I made you look worse. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'll cut this out.
Yeah, it's all right.
Another segment we have, or we're gonna have, is something called One Hot Minute, where we have a minute or so to rant, talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I guess this week I just want to lay the ground rules for the goals that I want to have for us doing this going forward, and just so the audience understands what my viewpoint is, trying to explain and talk about all the stuff that we're talking about. The biggest thing to me that I think is really overlooked with metal is people don't understand the context of it nowadays. Because there was a time where, back in the 80s, where metal was like the most popular thing. Like, maybe not the most popular, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
all over MTV, all over the charts, stuff like that. And I just want to explain how the context of bands and albums and songs, like, for example, sticking with the 80s, Metallica was kind of the metal band of the 80s. At least when I think of the 80s, that's the metal band I think about. And what I don't think people understand nowadays, this is just an example, but at the time Metallica came out, they were the heaviest thing to come out. Like, at that time, people just didn't expect it, weren't ready for that kind of thing. Now looking back, it's easy to say, oh, that stuff's not that heavy. But you got to think about it in the context of that time period. And that's what I'm trying to explain when I talk about stuff like this. Like, I still think Domination by Pantera is like the single heaviest moment in metal, and that came out 30 years ago. So looking,
the heaviest moment in metal,
that breakdown is the heaviest thing. And I'm glad you're saying this, because looking back at it 30 years later, it's like, it's not that heavy, even though it is, because it came out at that time, you know. So
fair.
I just want to make metal relevant, make it more relevant, because I feel like it's not really much in the mainstream anymore, and I think that's okay. I mean, I like underground stuff, which is obviously cool, but yeah, I just want to make it relevant.
You want to give metal its just deserved rights.
Yes, and therefore, like, preserve its legacy.
There you go.
In a way. So, yep, that's my 1 hot minute.
All right, my 1 hot minute is responding to Brendan's 1 hot minute.
Okay.
I agree with you on that, and I think that the way that metal is mainstream now is not the way that it wants to be.
Yeah, no.
It's, you go to PacSun and you go to Zoomies and you see a Metallica shirt.
Yeah.
You see a Sublime shirt. Sublime isn't even metal, but I love them.
Yeah.
So
you
go to
awesome.
you go to Zoomies and you see a Metallica shirt for $50. And then you go and you see like a Slayer shirt or a Megadeth shirt and a Marilyn Manson shirt at Hot Topic, and a Slipknot shirt at Hot Topic. These are all regularly stocked merchandise at these stores, and it's like the people that you see wearing these shirts
don't even know.
They just like it because it's goth and cool, and that's what's cool right now.
Yeah,
but
it's bullshit.
They don't. Yeah, it's bullshit. They don't even know about the history or the. I sound so elitist right now. I'm gonna cut that.
Sounds what?
That sounds so elitist. What I just said. They wear these bands and they don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's just a shirt, right? Like, it's fashion. But to us, it's like,
you're wearing our uniform, but you're not part of our team.
We sound so pretentious, but it's true.
I don't give a dude. Like, I've been in public where I've literally said to someone, oh, like, not even trying to be a dick. Like,
yeah, same.
What's your favorite Metallica album?
I have no idea.
Enter Sandman.
Yeah. Or they'll be like, who's Metallica?
Yeah, like, get the out of here.
It's almost disrespectful, in my eyes.
It is.
You're borrowing from a culture. See, I don't want to say that. You're borrowing from
culture appropriation.
You're borrowing from an art, and you're not giving the respect that it deserves. Yeah. You're just, you're stealing the pedantry of it. Mm-hmm. And, metal is all about counterculture. It's about being different. It's about being unique. And when you take that and make it mainstream and make it cool to look that way, but not really live that kind of, or not really live that ideal, it goes against what it stands for.
Right.
I'm terrible at explaining things.
No, you're making total sense to me because I get it, like, we've been through it.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? I don't want to make metal mainstream. I want metal to be more underground.
That's fair.
I want less people to listen to metal.
Yeah, I'm not talking about mainstream. I'm just talking about relevance.
Relevant.
Like,
it is relevant in hip hop. Like,
yeah.
The like Lil Peep, Ghost Main, Suicide Boys. These are all guys that take influence from metal.
They're underground rappers.
And they're underground rappers,
cool.
and they mix it around, and it's cool. They scream and shit.
Yeah.
That's one way that metal is still relevant. They have the aesthetic of the metal kind of stuff. Yeah. That's it for this week's episode. If you've listened this far, thank you so much. Like I said, we're still feeling out the episode, or we're still feeling out the structure of how the show will go.
Getting the hang of it.
Yeah, next week will likely be way more cohesive and different.
Yeah. It's a pilot for a reason.
Yeah, we're both video guys, so we're obviously going to work on the camera angles and the lighting and all that. Get as much production value. Put as much production value into it as we can for you guys. We're gonna aim to have a new episode each week.
Different topic each week.
Different topic. We're gonna play around with the structure a little bit. We wanted it to be pretty structured and segmented, and have so what to expect each week and when it'll be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in the meantime, you can always tune in to the Hours of Power on Impact 88.9 FM every Thursday from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's our weekly, not ours, but it's the station's weekly metal show, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, so. Our companion show. We'll do an episode with them.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have them as guests at some point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. And then we'll see you all next week. Peace.
Metal!